These next three blocks of code are actually where a lot of the magic happens with D3. This first block binds our data to our SVG elements. Now this is one of the most confusing parts of D3 for newcomers to the library. We first access the SVG chart element, find every possible group tag that may be in there, and the group tag can be thought of as analogous to the div tag in HTML. It has no visual display, but serves to group and organize content that may be contained within it. We then bind data, passing in the data that our draw function receives, to the .data function, which binds it to the groups. .enter actually returns a subselection of the call to .data, which represents every datum that has not already been placed on the page. In this case, in the first call to .data, there are no elements on the page which have bound data to them. So .enter actually contains one element for every point in our data. .append instructs the browser that for every point in the enter selection, append a G element to the chart. And then for each of those group elements, we want to transform them according to this function. Now there's a lot going on there. I want to unpack it a little bit, but we'll get much more into the details of what's happening with .data and .enter in later lessons, and also learn about other types of selections that aren't necessarily .enter. From a very high level, this code basically says, look into my SVG, find whatever G tags there are there. If there are 0 G tags, the select all will be an empty selection. Attach data to our selection. And .enter basically says, for every point that's in our data, which doesn't have a corresponding element in the initial selection, in this case, since our initial selection was empty, because there weren't any G tags yet, .enter, again, contains one element for every point in our data. .append instructs D3, and for every one of these new group elements, change the transform attribute, which is unique to SVG, according to whatever gets returned from this function. Again, if that wasn't perfectly clear, we'll get more into those details and specifics in later lessons. I just wanted to show you what it looks like and how to create a data-driven chart.